taking a shower.
This is where I parked last night. Park somewhere like this. You really want to make sure you check the truck. Going to the truck stop to let her out. I had to wait for this clock, man. But well, you see the ground, it's not as bad as I thought, actually, probably because of the humidity, and it might have sprinkled last night, but it's still sandy, and I got sand all up on the floor.
Turn right on I-20 West, then exit left.
From doing my pre-trip, and I didn't want to turn around and let her out over there in the sand. 29.
Turn left on I-20.
You should reach your destination by 11:23 a.m.
So we're going to go on over here to the pilot, and I'll let her out over here. First time with this cam shooting backwards. We'll see how that works out. But hopefully I can find me a side part so I can put her right in the grass. That would be great. Oh yeah. Now I remember this place. Ahead of us. Of course, you see the one that I can back straight into, but obviously I want to try my camera. Wait, man. Now we ready to ride, y'all. Why y'all didn't tell me I had my shirt on backwards? I thought it felt a little crazy around my neck, you know. Window's still a little bit dirty. Yeah, I had my shirt on backwards.
Turn right on I-20 East. Turn left on I-20 West, then exit left. Take the exit on the left to I-20 West.
Search for each of my points must first be published in a peer-reviewed journal and then successfully be replicated. Many of the studies have been replicated dozens of times. To stay as listener-friendly as possible, I decided not to include all the extensive references here. They are available at brainrulesbook.com. What do these studies show, viewed as a whole? Mostly this. If you wanted to create an education environment that was directly opposed to what the brain was good at doing, you probably would design something like a classroom. If you wanted to create a business environment that was directly opposed to what the brain was good at doing, you probably would design something like a cubicle. And if you wanted to change things, you might have to tear down both and start over. In many ways, starting over is what this book is all about. Exercise. Rule number 1. Exercise boosts brain power. If the cameras weren't rolling and the media abuzz with live reports, it is possible nobody would have believed the following story. A man had been handcuffed, shackled, and thrown into California's Long Beach Harbor, where he was quickly fastened to a floating cable. This cable had been attached at the other end to 70 boats, bobbing up and down in the harbor, each carrying a single person. Battling strong winds and currents, the man then swam, towing all 70 boats and their passengers behind him, traveling 1.5 miles to Queensway Bridge. The man, Jack LaLanne, was celebrating his birthday. He had just turned 70 years old. Jack LaLanne, born in 1914, has been called the godfather of the American fitness movement. He starred in one of the longest-running exercise programs produced for commercial television. A prolific inventor, LaLanne designed the first leg extension machines, the first cable-fastened pulleys, and the first weight selectors, all now standard issue in the modern gym. He is even credited with inventing an exercise that supposedly bears his name, the jumping jack. LaLanne is now in his mid-90s, and even these feats are probably not the most interesting aspect of this famed bodybuilder's story. If you ever have the chance to hear him in an interview, your biggest impression will not be the strength of his muscles, but the strength of his mind. LaLanne is mentally alert, almost beyond reason. His sense of humor is both lightning fast and improvisatory. "I tell people I can't afford to die, it will wreck my image," he once exclaimed to Larry King. He regularly rails at the camera. "Why am I so strong? Do you know how many calories are in butter and cheese and ice cream? Would you get your dog up in the morning for a cup of coffee and a donut?" He claims he hasn't had dessert since 1929. He is hyper-energized, opinionated, possessed with the intellectual vigor of an athlete in his 20s. So it's hard not to ask, is there a relationship between exercise and mental alertness? The answer, it turns out, is yes. Survival of the fittest. Though a great deal of our evolutionary history remains shrouded in controversy, the one fact that every paleoanthropologist on the planet accepts can be summarized.
Choices, choices, choices. I end up getting the Seagate.
Ascribing motivations to our pets and even to inanimate objects. I once knew a guy who treated his 25-foot sailboat
pull over and get me some storage.
Even bought her gift.
And some dog food.
Parenting. Theory of mind is something that's is as close to mind as we are likely to get. This ability to peer inside somebody's mental life and make predictions takes a tremendous amount of
Back on the road again.
And not surprisingly, brain knowing where to find.
I probably should have gone up to the light.
Many researchers believe that direct line exists between the acquisition of this skill and our intellectual intelligence.
Definitely should have gone to the light.
We have physically very little to go on. Signs do not appear above a person's head, flashing in bold letters his or her motivation. We are forced to detect characteristics that are not physically obvious at all. This talent is so automatic, we hardly know when we do. We began doing it in every domain. Remember the
This time of day.
transformed into a one.
So learn that lesson. When you need to make a left on US highway, you better off getting to the light. Because there's a steady flow of people getting in that center lane, turning left, and of course traffic going by. But if I could just get into the center lane, I could make it out there. So I see the place here on the right, but I can't tell if I'm able to pull in and turn around, or if I would need to back in from the service road. So I pull over. I try calling them again. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the time. It's after 3 o'clock. I tried several times. I'm pretty convinced that they would not allow me in there. I did consider walking back and asking them, but I decided to let it go. Head back to the truck stop and relax.
Courtney in Georgetown, Texas. Getting that exercise on. Are y'all getting y'all exercise on?
Yeah, so this Mexican restaurant is across from the Flying J. I ate there later that night. Since I was at the J, took a shower and everything. I don't know why they can shoot video inside the shower, but these are pictures inside the shower. Shower was cool. Truck stop was real cool. Wasn't even a normal Flying J. Should have took pictures of that. This is a television room. No one was in there. I don't understand why. They don't have many games. They had these slot machines or whatever you call them. That's this is inside the restaurant, the Mexican restaurant, bar and grill. Beer was so big I couldn't finish it. Food. This is cactus right here that look like string beans. The next day I ate inside the truck stop. And that's the Mexican restaurant they had. It was pretty good. It was just as good as the restaurant across the street. And this is the burrito. And that's it, y'all. The next day I delivered. You'll see the video coming up. Oh, and you remember that hard drive that I bought, 2 terabytes? Almost half of it is used up already.